This video is going to be discussing this one chain system. It's got one chain on it, there's a heavyweight, and then there's a counterweight, and the purpose of the counterweight is to keep the chain from getting caught up. Over here is the time side. In other words, this and this is the time side. Alright? Over here is the strike side. I know that because you can look in here and see the strike side levers and stuff. And over here you can see the time side. So the chain comes out of the left wheel on the time side, comes into this pulley, and then it goes into the left side of the strike side, goes around the wheel of the strike side, comes down, connects to that other pulley system for the counterweight, then comes up and goes on the right side of the strike wheel and connects together. So comes out of this first hole around the pulley into the first hole of the strike side, around the wheel of the strike side, goes down to the counterweight, comes back up and goes into this hole, which is the time side, and connects. I got a video on this, but a friend of mine was having trouble understanding my video, so I was wanting to make this video. Again, time side wheel, strike side wheel. It goes from the left side of the time side underneath this pulley for the main weight, and then over the strike side, comes down out of the hole of the right side of the strike side, goes down to the counterweight, comes back up, and then goes into the time side, around the pulley, and connects to the chain. I was going to discuss that more on this one-day clock, but I used an 8-day chain, so I got to take this chain off and put a one-day chain on it. So stand by. And I'm going to show you with this one-day movement how the chain is wrapped. This is the time side. This is the strike side. You're coming around the time side on the left side, going into the pulley, and I got this pulley here just for an example. Coming up through the pulley, so the pulley hangs onto the chain. You go on the left side, which would be the third hole over on the case. The left side of the strike, around the strike pulley, and then you have to have a counterweight to keep the chains dangling. And I'm just going to use this wrench. I think this wrench will work for the counterweight. My Dutch clock over there has 2 pulleys on it. I have antique grandfather clocks, one chain, one weight system. They use a heavy washer for the counterweight. Again, all it's doing is keeping the chain in place, basically. Get another set of pliers so I can close this loop. His Dutch clock has got this great big heavy duty washer for the counterweight. Now, this is a used chain. I'm not going to sit here and close up all the links. But again, you have coming off the time side wheel. I actually wrapped the chain around the time side, but coming off the left hole of the time side, you go through the pulley system, and then you go into the third hole, which is the left side of the strike system, wrap it around that chain, connecting the chain through the counterweight, and then back to the second hole, which is the right side of the great wheel on the time side, and connecting the chain. And so let me set this movement up, and we're going to watch it tick. I want you to look at this. There's the pulley, there's the main weight, and then there's my little counterweight. All right? One weight. One complete chain system. It's taken away, and I don't have this thing connected into a case or whatever. When I trip the cuckoo, if I could trip the cuckoo, see it cuckooed? I don't have, this is a parts movement, all right? And these stands suck when, now watch this. You see it cuckooing? You don't need two chains, is what I'm getting at. A lot of clocks were designed just with one chain. Main weight and a counterweight. And the only purpose of that counterweight, like I said, is to keep the chains from getting wrapped up in the system. And this is how you wind it. You grab the counterweight chain on the very left, in this case, and it's taken away, and like I said, it'll cuckoo when I have it connected properly. This stand sucks. When I trip the cuckoo, again, this is a movement that really needs service. As you can see, the 8-point star wheel is moving. It is ticking away, and it's using a one-weight system. And I'm going to explain this again with my Dutch clock. Time side great wheel. The chain comes out of the left side of the time side great wheel. It goes into this pulley for the main weight. It comes up through the pulley. It comes out of the very left hole, which is the left side of the time side great wheel. Goes through the pulley, comes up and goes to the third hole from the left, which is the left side of the strike system great wheel, and it goes around the great wheel for the strike side. It comes down, it connects to the counterweight, it comes back up, and goes into the second hole from the left, which is the right side of the great wheel, and it connects together. One weight, one counterweight system. I guess if, these pulleys cost $4.65. So if you, let's say you have a clock that takes 1,750 gram weights, and it's now this system is only going to work on time and strike. It's not going to work, it'll work for a musical, but you need a different chain for the music. But for the time and strike system, let's say you only got a cuckoo and no music, and it takes a 1,750 gram weight. Well, guess what? You can add this $4.65 pulley and use one 1,750 gram weight. They're $126 a piece or something like that for the 1,750 gram weights. And so, cost-wise, and you can get by with it until you get the money to buy another 1,750 gram weight. Cost-wise, this is cheap. And again, this is how antique grandfather clocks are made and other clocks. This is my antique grandfather clock that I bought in Kentucky. You will see it has a big lead washer for the counterweight. The clock needs wound up. This is my antique grandfather clock that I got over in England. This is the counterweight, and that's because it's a rope system, and so it has a pulley for the main weight, but it's a one rope system. And this is a one chain system. So I hope this video helps. Please leave me some comments, and may God bless each and every one of you. Last comment. He ordered a pulley from Time Savers as for a grandmother clock. The pulley system is too narrow, so his chain will not fit in the pulley system. I told him to go out to the local hardware store and buy one of these things and paint it brass. What would it hurt? It'll make the clock work, and that is where I am at and making things work. This movement is not sitting right in the stand, and that's why it's not ticking away. And so one chain or one rope system using a weight and a counterweight. And as you can see, I have a wrench on there for the counterweight just for this demonstration. Again, leave me some comments. May God bless each and every one of you. And don't forget to hit the subscribe button and all the other channels that I mentioned. Go through and find them on YouTube and subscribe to their channel. It's free to do so. Currently, it's free to subscribe to any channel that you want on YouTube. I am subscribed to close to 200 channels, and it never cost me a thing. You have to be signed in to YouTube before you can subscribe to somebody's channel. It's free to create a YouTube account to subscribe to people's channels. You have to have an email address, and most people have Facebook, and if you have Facebook, then you have an email address. But let's say you don't have an email address. There's free email addresses out there. You can go to yahoo.com and get a free account. You get a lot of ads. I've had a Yahoo free email account since 1994 when I went to England. It's never cost me a penny. I get a lot of junk mail, but it does what I want it to do. You go to Google.com. There's all kinds of places that you can find free email accounts.